Hello my treasures, it's time to bounce around with a Bounce Blood DK. Basically the strategy with this deck is to bounce back Patchwork, Morgaine, or Primus multiple times to either scale our HP up by a bunch, remove key minions from our opponent's deck, or do increasing ticking damage at each of our individual turns to finish off the game that way. It is also worth mentioning in the ETC we're using Steam Cleaner, Theater, and Reno. Steam Cleaner is for if we're facing against Plague DK. Theater is to steal key cards out of our opponent's hand. Now for the Mulligan guide, you are going to be looking for early game removal tools such as Heart Strike or early game minions that will either generate you additional corpses. Another key card to look out for is Vampiric Blood, so you can draw some cards while getting some additional advantage. Now with that being said, let's look at some games. Okay, time for a game against Warrior. There are a few control Warrior lists floating around. There was one really cool looking list that I tried out multiple times and I just could not get it to work. Let's only keep the draw power here. Okay, just going to pass it back. Okay, that doesn't really give too much information. I'm almost tempted to coin out one of the 3 costs, but I think we're just going to go face. I'm going to try to minimize how much armor they can actually gain, because if it is the version that I'm thinking it is, if they have a lot of armor, we're kind of screwed. We need to establish a board against that version of the list. Slam down one of the barons, draw a card. Oh, Patchwork is nice to see. Patchwork actually is a pretty good bounce for this matchup if it is exactly the version I'm thinking. So Warrior has 2 control lists that are floating around. I guess 3 technically. You have the stereotypical control list where you're not trying to minimize the minions above Bran so you can get full advantage off of Bran. Then you have the Bran version where you're trying to always draw into Bran as quickly as possible, going for the Horn of Winter, if I can speak right. And then the third version is the one with the Quillborg Armorers that give you +2 armor every time you gain armor. Then you OTK your opponent by using good old Odin and gaining like 60 armor in a single turn. Now that version of the list is the one that I've tried out multiple times and I just can't make that list work. I don't know what it is with me. It's honestly the style of deck that would make a lot of sense for me to be able to run really easily, but for some reason my brain there's some disconnect there. Or maybe I'm getting unlucky, who knows. Okay, I'm just gonna gain additional HP. And if it is that version, we need to maximize the number or the amount of HP that we're gaining. Going to grab a second Patchwork here. We can refresh 2 mana crystals so we don't burn a card, and then slam down this. Okay, I guess we're still technically burning a card if they destroy the 2/2. But okay, yeah, never mind. Okay, so the fact that they slammed out the Quillborg makes me think it is exactly the... it's exactly what I thought it was. Like, almost verbatim, exactly what I thought it was. We could use something else, but honestly, in this matchup, we have the best bounce back target right now. I don't really care too much about burning some cards. I'm going to go for the 6 damage because it should, in theory, come up. And the next turn, we use Patchwork, or at least one of the Patchworks. Hopefully, it'll hit Odin. And if it hits Odin, we're in a... we steal their win condition, and they can't actually win the game from there. Alright, so... let's use this turn. And then go face. Hopefully, they don't have Odin in hand yet, because if they do, then we might have just made a huge mistake. I honestly forgot we had 2 Patchworks. I wanted to wait to use one of the Patchworks until we could safely bounce it back, but again, I forgot there were 2 of them instead of 1. Alright, come on, Patchwork, hit something good. Nothing. I mean, draw power is good. Don't get me wrong, draw power is definitely good to hit, but they shouldn't have... Okay, so minions left in their deck. They have... I'm trying to think of exactly what they have. Also, we can... Oh, never mind. I was going to say we could easily bounce him back. Okay, Sir Finley. That actually makes sense. So Sir Finley, Odin, and another one of the quill boards should be the only minions left. And as and the totem. You know what's funny? Wait, they don't know we have the second patchwork, do they? All right, well, let's test our luck. Come on. Come on. Big money, big money, big money. Let's go. You gotta love to see it. All right, we'll get rid of it, whatever other minion they might have, if they have anything left in the next turn. And GG. Okay, Warlock, so it's probably going to be Sludge. We should have a pretty decent matchup if we can get our HP gain online. We have a lot of ways to heal in this deck, which makes me a little less worried. Okay, don't know if this hand helps even more. Asphyxiate actually isn't that bad in this matchup if it is Sludge. I don't know what other Warlock lists are floating around right now. There's just a lot of versions of Sludge. Okay, yeah, that kind of confirms it. Alright, let's ping that out of existence. Okay, live tap. Okay, probably just going to hero power, right? Yeah, just going to hero power. Not too worried about this board state right now. I think our only real choice is to hero power here and then probably hit into the minion just to try to get rid of it next turn. Honestly speaking though, if we get into the late game, Morgaine into some bounce back should be actually pretty decent because it'll chip away at their HP and they already aren't going to have that much HP due to the deck that they're going to be playing. We just got to keep healing. That's going to be the key to this game. Though that is not fine. Okay, at least we can get rid of one instantaneously. And we have to wait 2 turns to get rid of the other one. Okay, let's please hit the thank you. All right, let's just slam this down and then ping this once, I guess. I forgot how that would work. Every time a temporary buff goes off, it just retains the original stats if the original stats are higher than what it started out with. Or lower, I should say, sorry. Okay, so we need to survive 2 turns versus a 6-8 and a 3-2. Man, times like this, I wish Yogg was back to where he originally was, and then I remembered, like, how annoying that is, right? Okay, yeah, let's obliterate them straight out of this game and then hero power, get rid of their other minion. And then we can start chipping away at their HP with Morgaine if we really feel like it. We could also, well, it also depends on like what they slam down here. Oh, please, overextend. We're gonna be so low. Down to 9 HP. Let's just gobble all those up and gain 3. Okay, at least it's only 1 damage, right? Come on. Oh, that could have been way worse. Oh, vampiric blood. Let's go. That's actually a really nice top deck. Now we're back up to 17. Slamming down Renethal just because it puts a body on board, preventing them from doing direct damage with their sludges. Okay, I mean, we can't instantly get rid of all of them. Actually, we could maybe with Yogg. We can either Yogg or we could Blood Boil. Blood Boil gets rid of 2 of them because of Heart Strike. I kind of want to go with Yogg first, to be honest, but I think Blood Boil just helps us stay alive a little bit more. And then we can... Oh, actually, we can get rid of 3 of them instead of just 2. Yeah, this keeps us alive a little bit more, puts us up to 22, and then they have 3 damage, basically, that will heal us for 2 next turn, so it really is only 1 damage, unless they find a way to get rid of him. Oh, well, you know, that's a good reason to keep Yogg in hand. Oh, Hollowed Hound is actually pretty good, too. Right, so this will get rid of 3, healing us up to 28, and then 30. The heals just keep on coming, and they just keep on getting lower. We don't have to do any damage to them if they do all the damage to themselves. Okay. Okay, here, okay, this is going to look bad, but I think we kind of got to do it. I think the solution here is Yogg, steal the 6/6. Hope Yogg does not screw us over. Come on. Yeah, praise be Yogg, please. Okay, okay, okay. That works. That works. That works. That works so well. That works so well. Oh, up to 39, and we have so many targets between us and them. Okay, Sludge on wheels. We have the perfect finisher in hand. Good old Morgaine into hero power. And this should be GG. Okay, time for a game against Druid. I am curious of what they are playing. I know Druid in the new core is going to be losing a lot, but right now the class is probably one of the stronger ones. You'd be amazed at how many little interactions that you can easily abuse in that class. Okay, okay. This hand actually looks pretty bad. Having 2 bounce backs is not the best. ETC also isn't that good, especially in this matchup. I'm curious of what in ETC could actually come up. I know, I guess we could choose Reno for the long game. We could also choose Theatar to maybe steal a key card out of our opponent's hand. The Primus is a good card to bounce back with the bounce backs, but that requires us to survive long enough to do so. Oh, Snapdragon. Okay, so this is probably going to be Dragon Druid, I'm guessing. I know Dragon Druid was running that card at some point for your good old Dragon Golems, because Dragon Golem, boy oh boy. Okay, Dragon Tails. I mean, Dragon Tails does confirm that it is Dragon. Okay, okay, okay. Probably just going to keep attacking into the minion on board to get rid of it. We could have also actually probably just went face with that for the past 2 turns and then use Death Strike on it, but you know. Okay, so we'll probably hero power, I'd assume, here, and then get rid of the 3/1, leaving the 1/1 up. I'm not really too worried about it. We don't really need to burn a card here. Actually, this looks bad, but we're going to do it. I also miscalculated the number of cards that we actually had in the hand. I thought we had 10 cards instead of 9, but I had already used the coin by the time I realized it, so, you know, it is what it is, right? All right, let's strike them out of this game. Heal us up a little bit. Trying to use the explosion later on in the game. I don't want to waste it early. All right, so they're gonna, they're probably gonna draw both of their dragons, or dragon golems, I should say, or maybe they get unlucky and do not. That's good for us. Yeah. That works pretty well. Sure, it leaves 2 minions on board, but it does heal us by a bit. Okay, now that is an annoying minion to get rid of, but I think we're gonna forge, see what we can grab here. This should heal us back up to full, and then we're gonna hero power ping this just to get rid of an additional minion on board. Sure, they have one with 1 HP on the board right now. Man, I cannot speak tonight. Well, never mind. That's actually a perfect top deck. I was going to say we might actually have to use the explosion this turn, but we can also bounce this card back, which is good. Okay, okay. Oh, look. 6 HP Dragon Golem. Oh, and a... Oh. Okay. I think it's time for the dragons to go bye-bye. Let's use ETC. I kind of want to grab Reno. Yo, he probably won't come up, but we are actually getting pretty close to him being active. At least it's only one minion with a big bot. Oh. Never mind. Oh, vampiric blood's always fun. I don't I don't know why I was stuck at sad for a while, but you know, let's get a little bit happy. Come on. Om nom nom on their little dragon. It's almost like we had nothing happen to us. We're up to 44 again. Come on, slam down something big. Oh, thank you. Man, this deck just writes its own shorts. There's just so many ways. It's the gift that keeps on giving. All right, let's get a random spell. It doesn't really matter. Oh, our hand's full. It doesn't really matter what it is. Just grabbing it. And now we're going to bounce this back. And then slam it down once again. Oh, that's the right response. Okay, now that we're through the game, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, this deck actually was incredibly fun. I don't know if this is the most consistent version of Blood DK, but it did actually feel pretty decent against a lot of the meta decks. It has a lot of ways to interrupt your opponent's game plan, which is what this deck succeeds at, and also allowing you to out-survive a lot of the burn damaging decks that do currently exist in Standard. Overall, if you're looking for a deck to try out, this one is quite a bit of fun and is going to be using a lot of the cards that are going to be rotating out, and now that we know from the new core reveal. But like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.